SEO is dead. At least that's what you have probably been led to believe by reading lots of news stories and articles about AI and SEO and how it's killing the industry. And well, that's kind of true. SEO is really just changing. So in this video, we're going to dive into what's happening with SEO, where it's headed, and how we can still stand out and get our clients to stand out in this new world that we're all going to be living in very soon. Quick about myself. I've been doing SEO for almost 15 years. I've worked in a number of different verticals in some of the most competitive niches on the internet. And I can tell you that now, as an agency owner, an SEO agency owner, I'm really getting back into the day-to-day operations of my business to figure out what's working, what's happening with SEO, and how I can stay ahead of the game. And on this channel, that's what I'm going to be sharing more of with y'all. So thanks for watching. I think the first thing that comes to mind here with SEO and AI in 2026 now is if you're doing something the way you were doing, let's say 5 years ago, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's always kind of been the case with SEO, but now the pace of change is increasing. So if you're doing something that you were doing 2 years ago, or even a year ago, or even 6 months ago, those systems aren't working today. And they're definitely not going to be working 3 months from today, given how fast things are changing. So that the same thing applies to anyone watching this who uses an SEO agency. If your agency is still selling you sort of surface level content, or technical website fixes, or sort of very rudimentary stuff that SEOs have been selling since the dawn of the SEO industry, like a few decades ago, which came with the dawn of search engines, that's not working anymore. And you're probably paying way too much. So that said, we're going through a fundamental change in the world, but it's particularly in the SEO and content marketing industry with Google AI, how these LLMs, large language models, are working, how people are using them to find content and products, and where it's all headed. So if you're someone who's using SEO in your business, or you've hired someone to do SEO, or you're managing a department in a large business as a growth marketer or a digital marketer for a larger organization, this channel is for you. We're going to be sharing tactics, real nitty-gritty tactics for how to stop wasting money on SEO and how to start using SEO in tandem with a lot of these new tools to get the most leverage out of your time and money. So quick reality check. What is happening right now in the SEO industry? And when I say SEO, I'm part of that is content. When we say content marketing, it's really content that you're trying to get eyeballs on, but primarily content marketing always refers to content that you distribute to people that indirectly also helps your brand, your website, or your client's website rank in Google. That's typically how it's used. Now, in the content marketing industry and SEO industry, we're witnessing the death of surface level content. What does that mean? Well, anything that, can be written easily, doesn't require a high degree of specificity or deep domain level expertise.
My main area of expertise is canines.
Dogs, to the layperson.
There's enough content already on the internet written by people that do have some of that expertise that is crawled by ChatGPT, Gemini, all the LLMs, and it can be answered very easily with an AI overlay in Google or with a chatbot. So a lot of businesses are trying to play this race against time, this Red Queen race with themselves, where they feel if they just produce more and more volumes of this, they can inevitably stay ahead of the game. And the reality is how fast all the AI tools are growing, they're going to get swallowed up. So what are we to do? If we can't win by creating more content, how do we stand out in this new world? But here's the good news. What we've realized at Blue Tree Digital, our agency, is that the premium on really high quality content and links has gone up. But here's the caveat. It can't just be well-written content. AI can do that. It can't just be more in-depth content. The AI can do that. It has to offer unique perspective from someone of authority. Both of those conditions have to be met. So unique perspective, think about it. The AI tools that we use are gathering data from all over the internet. They're large language models. They're looking at large volumes of text and images as well. Now, if we humans have unique experiences, that's data that we've gotten. Either we've recorded it, we have it internally because we sensed it ourselves, and we are someone who is in a position because of our own experience to report on that data or that experience or that knowledge from a place of authority. That's going to stand out, and that's really hard to replicate for AI. Of course, they could eventually crawl it and take that into account, but if your business has you or someone in the business that can speak from a place of authority, that they're going to be able to generate content that is very high signal and comes from a place of proprietary data that can't be replicated by the LLMs. So how do we get there? But before I continue, just a reminder that if you want breakdowns like this, where we share tactics and tips of what's working with our agency and our clients, please hit like and subscribe. We're going to be sharing a lot more content like this in the future. That said, let's continue. So the new pillar is trust and distribution. This is where the real power of SEO lies today. It's no longer about individual pages. It's about what are called entities. It's about who you are and who is vouching for you. Links actually, rather than being less important like surface level content, are now more important than ever, because links are a vouch, they're a citation, and that web of links is a web of who is vouching for who, and that's what the LLMs are trying to figure out and don't have a great grasp on yet, except of course Google, who has their own search index. Now, when Google evaluates a specific solution, this is in their organic search results. Of course, it's looking for digital footprints or endorsements from other established authorities. That could be someone on social media. It could be another authoritative website. And AI systems are consistently citing these sources, trying to make sure they're citing sources that are coming from authoritative figures and authoritative websites on a particular topic. And this is what we're seeing at Bluetree, that clients, even that are really leaning into AI and producing lots more content, even if it's helpful, it's not really working. Even if they're going so far as to do programmatic, really high quality programmatic, building millions of pages or even tens of thousands of pages for a website, e-commerce store, it's not really standing out because that content doesn't have an established authority associated with it. So it's kind of like you can't really outpace the machine of AI, no matter how hard you try. You really have to lean into the squishy human nature of authority, trust, and high quality citations. And that's what we're doing at Bluetree. Now, we've seen it everywhere, and you could probably see it everywhere as well. Lots of surface level content with no unique insight. We've seen more and more sort of technical checklists from brands and marketers on blog posts, but they don't really affect the bottom line of the readers who are trying to read this and take those checklists into account and implement them. And generally SEO plans that lack any sort of trust-based distribution strategy. Now, the way we look at SEO at Bluetree is more like high trust brand building. It's a lot more similar to traditional PR than SEO-centric content marketing. And that's not surprisingly, perhaps, because in the PR industry, it's very relationship-based. Humans trust humans. Even if a website is a very authoritative website, it ultimately is the person who's reporting on a story at that website that is part of PR, and that's the way we treat it as well. So we're constantly trying to get our clients featured in highly authoritative publications by highly authoritative journalists. We've actually seen this in every serious campaign that we've run at Bluetree. When a site stops acting like a collection of keywords and starts behaving like a category leader, the rankings don't just go up, they become much harder to lose. which is very important. A great example of how this works in practice is Hostinger, a Bluetree client. They're in one of the most competitive niches on the internet, web hosting and domains, which is dominated by long-term players like GoDaddy and Bluehost. We help them build a digital PR and authority system focused on relevance and trust-based distribution. Now, by securing placements and endorsements on sites like Canva, VentureBeat, Zendesk, and Forbes, we gave them the authority to back up the expert solutions that they're offering on their website and help them rank very quickly. Within months, their rankings on our organic traffic started compounding instead of jumping up and then falling back down after every update. It's been really incredible to watch Hostinger, like a brand new hosting company, come from basically being an unknown brand to being one of the most popular affordable web hosting solutions on the internet, if not the most popular. And their SEO and content marketing strategy using this system was instrumental in achieving that status and that level of authority that they needed to build sustainable rankings. So let's zoom in even closer on the core idea here, which is the mental model that's needed. What's the mental shift? So stop asking, when you're doing SEO, stop asking, how do I rank for this keyword? And start asking, why should Google or any of the other LLMs trust us to solve this specific industry problem? If you can answer that with high quality third-party validation, like top tier links and brand mentions, you'll be able to win, and your traffic will not just flatline or decay, but it will skyrocket. And that's the fundamental question with how we approach everything at Bluetree now. It's based on trust and it's based on authority. If you understand this shift towards specificity and authority now, you'll be in a better position than 95% of your competitors within the next 6 months as AI evolves. So that said, let's recap. What is this channel about? This channel is about just that. We're going to break down how authority actually works, how AI is changing SEO, how to build systems instead of one-off campaigns, and how to stay ahead of the curve with AI rather than fall behind. And so that said, if you want a second opinion from a team that's been doing this for over a decade, check out our website in the description, bluetree.digital. We always offer a free SEO audit that will show you exactly where your authority gaps are and how to plug them. It'll give you a pretty clear picture of what exactly matters for your website and how to get ranking quickly. So again, that's free. Check out the link in the description. Now, if you're trying to win in the next 5 years, not the last 5 years, you're in the right place. So please hit like and subscribe. In the next video, I'm going to show you why backlinks are still a key driver and a key trust signal in the age of SEO AI and how to get them the right way. So make sure you stay tuned in for that next video coming up later this week. Thanks again for watching and see you guys next time.